In 2019, an estimated $9.5 billion was the economic impact of Georgia's film industry. Georgia's film industry, as stated before, has caused great economic contribution and also allowed Georgia to make great contributions to the film community and gain credibility. Many of us, I'm sure, have been affected by TV and movies, whether it's a great love for shows or whether it's a desire to be directly involved in their production. I myself have been fascinated and interested in making my own films. It's interesting and important then to know the history of Georgia filmmaking, why the landscapes and the communities of Georgia work so well for filmmakers, and what films have been or are currently being made in Georgia. With this rich history, we should start at the beginning where Georgia became popular for filmmaking. The New Georgia Encyclopedia credits this to the film made in 1972 called Deliverance. It caused attention to come to Georgia from the film and also an economic money flow to start coming in. Because of this, Jimmy Carter established a film commission in 1973 to encourage filmmakers to come to Georgia. With that success of Jimmy Carter's film commission, they passed the Georgia Entertainment Industry Investment Act, which worked even harder to bring filmmaking in 2008, when Sonny Perdue allowed a 20% tax cut for people who made their films in Georgia and an extra 10% tax cut if they added a peach logo to show it was made in Georgia. This is because states around Georgia and even Canada were passing even more aggressive tax cuts before he made this decision, and was causing films where stories actually took place in Georgia to be filmed in other locations like Alabama. Though tax cuts and percentages weren't the only reasons Georgia worked so well for filmmakers. Time magazine interviewed Stranger Things creators Matt and Ross Duffer, to which they quoted the reason that they chose Atlanta to film Stranger Things in was, "We needed suburban neighborhoods that looked unchanged since the 80s. Atlanta had them. We needed urban streets and skyscrapers for Chicago's set piece. Atlanta had those. We needed a quarry with a steep cliff. Atlanta had them less than 10 miles from our sound stages." In the same article, they quote Atlanta being in every town because it was so versatile, you could practically film anything there. Even The Walking Dead was filmed in Georgia. In this Another Time article, they talk about why they chose Sonoya to film The Walking Dead in. While the main reason wasn't flattering, in fact, the reason being it was because it looked like a dead town, a ghost town, if you will. They could have chosen another state for a ghost town easily. One of the main reasons they chose it is because the Georgia community within that town was so willing to help them that they would literally close down streets and roads so they would be able to film. So between that and Georgia having various landscapes, including mountains, rivers, lakes, skyscrapers, and wide lengths of land, Georgia becomes an easy place to make films because it has everything within the state borders. Speaking of Stranger Things and The Walking Dead, there are more than those that have been filmed in Georgia. In fact, according to the State of Georgia website, 412 productions, 32 feature films, 36 independent films, and 269 TV and episodic productions were made in the 2021-2022 timeframe. That includes films like Spider-Man No Way Home, Avengers Endgame, and Stranger Things. And obviously, The Walking Dead still being filmed in Georgia with its rise in popularity. And even movies that have already been filmed, like Remember the Titans, which is notoriously known for being filmed in Georgia, or Fried Green Tomatoes, which is also caused Juliet to become famous because that's where it was filmed, or Forrest Gump. The bench scene was filmed in Savannah, Georgia, which caused Savannah, Georgia to also become a popular tourist place. And you can actually set your home as a film location for Georgia. There is a website called Georgia Real Scout, which is a online location database for locations for people to register their houses or public spaces to be used for film locations. In fact, you can find it on georgia.org and send in a couple of photos, answer a couple of questions, and set your own home as a Georgia film location. These reasons helped Georgia's success. In conclusion, Georgia's film industry has caused an economic boom. And between the rich history of Georgia films, the landscapes, and the films that are being made in Georgia, it's hard to ignore how brightly Georgia shines underneath the attention. With this information, I hope you have a newfound appreciation for filmmaking in Georgia. Thank you.